Alright, buddy, I am Johnny Scoville, and this is a special Chase the Heat. Appreciate everybody joining me. Some great people here. Hi, Michael Smith. Peter, good to see you, brother. Hi, Donnie. Some great folks here today. This is special. You know, this is it is 6 p.m. in the UK, and this is a UK tribute video to someone very special. So a lot of you guys, you know, it's interesting. If you throw a pebble into a pond, the ripple spreads. He cast a big ripple. Carl Wallbank was born, he was in the UK. I have in front of me 5 sauces he made that were so special. You know, hi Layla, big hug. Carl's sister has joined us. I think her, our mom is going to be here, Susan also. But Carl cast a big ripple, you know. This is one other thing he sent me. I gotta share with you something funny. Carl was the most generous person. He was the most generous person there was. The first, I reviewed half a dozen sauces that I don't have in front of me. Just the most generous guy, you know. It was interesting here in America. You know, when somebody calls me, I talk to him on the phone. Carl lived in the UK, and I didn't have international phone service, and neither did he. So the way Carl and I communicated with was Facebook Messenger. And as you guys know, most of you know, you can type something in. I'm sorry about losing my composure. I apologize. I knew it was going to happen. But sometimes he would type things in, but most of the time he would do a voice message, and I could hear him. So it's kind of an interesting thing, you know. It's like with everybody has had the experience of losing somebody, and you have memories. And I have great memories of conversations with Carl, but I have those conversations with Carl. I've gone through and listened to them, and, you know, he sent me this. Big influence on Carl was the governor, Lenny McLean. Carl called me the chili governor, and I used to always give him I always call him my governor. So anyway, you know, when he passed, he had people that loved him all over the world. I never get nervous doing videos. I was talking to his sister Layla right before I did this, and I never get nervous ever doing videos. And I said, I'm nervous, Layla. And she said, just tell who you are, you know, tell the truth, be yourself. God, Carl was a great guy. He was the most generous person. Do you know there are still people all over the world who owe him money for sauce that never paid him? Didn't stop him. He still sent stuff out. It was amazing. He messaged me in the middle of the night. We'd be talking, it'd be like 10 or 11 o'clock my time. Well, listen, right now it's noon in Central Standard. It's 6 o'clock in the UK. I would say to him, dude, what time is it? He said, got a great idea. And he had this beautiful accent. And every time he couldn't sleep and he'd have a great idea, what he would come up with was something so unique. I'm going to tell you guys a funny story about Carl. Let me tell you a little bit about Desiree Donovan. She's kind of like, I call her my girl Friday. She sort of keeps my channel going with travel and helps me with design on shirts and just kind of keeps me organized because I'm good at what I do, but I'm not good at what I'm not good at. And I've always tried to surround myself with people that are really strong in the areas that I'm weak. Well, Desiree's really good at a lot of the areas that I'm not. But I called her one day. I got this sauce, chili cherry berry, and I don't have the list of ingredients in front of me. But I swear to you, this was from Carl giving me the list of ingredients for this particular sauce, Bosch. But for this chili cherry berry, And I'm telling you a true story. Go watch the video I did. I did a video for my channel. It was one of the funniest videos because it took me a minute, maybe a minute and a half to read the ingredients. And by the way, right there is Carl's signature. This flag he gave me. He's just the most generous guy in the whole world. Someone mentioned they had a problem with it. He signed the flag. Well, he's my friend. And if anybody has a problem with that, you don't need to watch this channel any longer. But I called Desiree one night after I got the chili cherry berry. And I was on the phone with her and I said, I got to tell you what's in this thing. And she said, let me hear it. I said, okay, don't say anything. Started reading the list of ingredients. And it went on for like a minute, you know, and I said, hang on, I'm still going. And you can't imagine, listen, and she was like, are you kidding me? What are you talking about? And she's like, how is that gonna, you know, someone can take, you know, paint and a canvas and make something beautiful, whereas if I tried, I'd, you know, be a joke, you know. I couldn't take anything that if you gave the list of ingredients that he has in this, and you gave it to 100 sauce makers and said, make something that tastes good, I think you'd be hard-pressed to come up. She said, how is that going to taste good? And when I did the video on YouTube, it's a funny video because when I tell you it takes a minute to read the ingredients, it does. But you know what Carl did that I thought was the most spectacular thing? He still has a page that I upload all my videos to, still every day, Burning Birdies. What a great guy. But one thing that Carl did was that he created custom sauces. One of the neatest things, one of the most touching things he did with me was he watched all of my videos. I mean, that guy watched every video I ever made. And he watched what I said I liked. He watched when I said, oh, it's not something I like. And he kind of took note. He was like taking notes. And he created, I'm such a knucklehead. If I was really quick and my room was closer, I'd run down. He created a sauce called the Scoville Scorcher. My picture on the label. I still have the bottle. It means the world to me. All of these mean the world to me. I'm going to talk about them in just a moment. But he created a sauce for me based on what he thought I would like. And that kind of launched something. He did it with Chris. We have a bunch of friends that he's the Basham Burn. I never tried Chris's. But what he did was he created some really, really neat sauces. He did one for Drew Peterson, for Drew Jacobson, and it's just special, man. The loss was stunning. One thing that Layla said to me after he passed was she was kind of surprised at the outpouring. He was loved. That's what I meant when I said the ripple. It's like the butterfly effect. They say the butterfly effect. A butterfly in South America can beat its wings on a tree, and that can start a wind that can end up being a hurricane. He was a hurricane. Anyhow, so I got a bunch of these sauces, and it's really funny. When I found out he died, what a void. And at first I was like, I'm going to save these forever. These two are unopened. Okay, I have the ingredients for them, they're unopened. And I thought I'm just going to save them forever because they mean so much to me. But you know, there are like Ferrari Daytonas in museums that nobody's ever going to drive. Seems kind of pointless. Cars are meant to be driven. Carl made these so we would enjoy them. Oh. Anyhow, this is a celebration because God Almighty was He loved. You see some of the comments of people all over that really loved Him. So today, I'm going to review his chili cherry berry. You know, the Marmite, he sent this to me. I made a post, I said, I've always wanted to try Vegemite, which is a thing in Australia. And he said, we have something in the UK called Marmite. It sounded like an animal. I said, Marmite? And he goes, yeah, it's the UK version. So he goes, I'm going to send you some. It's not like the guy was sitting on a pile of cash, you guys. You have to understand something. Shame on you who got a bottle from him and didn't pay him. That was a big problem for him. He was so kind and so generous that he would just give, and he would give, and he would give. Ugh. God, I love him. Anyway, this is the UK version of Vegemite. I'm going to do a video of this. I won't cry, I promise. I'm sorry. But we're a family, you know. This is his chili cherry berry. The interesting thing about this, there are so many berries and different... I should have had the list of ingredients, but to be very frank with you, I lost the sheet that he sent me like this with all the ingredients on it. I lost it. I'll save this forever. Everything after he passed, I went through, I searched everything that he had touched and made sure I would keep it. I'm going to eat his sauces because he would want me to. They weren't meant to. He'd be so bummed out if he thought I would keep him on a shelf and not eating them because I didn't, you know. He's looking down, having a ball right now. He made some great sauces, you guys. But this is his chili cherry berry. Oh. It comes together. So many different ingredients, but it just works. One of the most complex flavors. He was a hobbyist when the first sauce I ever reviewed. He went pro and went through all the legal things he had to do. What an amazing! This is a beautiful thing. But I want to tell you, Carl passed on the 11th of November in 2017. And I'm going to pull this up real quick. You guys hang on. I'm not going to see you. You're going to keep seeing me, but I got to look at something real quick. Layla, his sister, is just an angel. You guys need to know that. And she sent me a message, and I don't want to butcher it. So give me just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Oh, what a beautiful girl she is. All right, so the day that Carl died was the 11th of November. You guys, in America it's different, but in the UK, this is known as Remembrance Day here in the UK for all the fallen soldiers. And it marks an end to World War II. And as Layla said, it's kind of apt that he would pick such a day like that. So, I could sit here and try all of them. You know what? Let me do that. I've never tried this one, the Bosch. This is a brand new sauce I've never tried, and I have the ingredients here. So we're going to try this real quick because what a special man he was. He touched so many lives. I mean, if you knew the continents and around the world where he was loved, you wouldn't believe it. Here's the color of this sauce. It's beautiful. He never had a sauce, a flow restrictor in a sauce bottle. Love that man. I wish he was here. I'd hug him right now. Never met him. You know, Susan is his mom, and he called me brother. He called me brother every time he talked to me. So, Susan, you're watching. That makes you my mom, too. All right. The other bash. It's got potatoes, which were Jersey Royals, tomato, pineapple, and honey. This just gives you an example of the mind of Carl. Tomato, pineapple, and honey, ghost powder, and dried yellow fatales. Fresh fatales and mango, beetroot, which is something he liked a lot in the sauces, beetroot, vinegar, leeks, pink Himalayan salt, red peppercorns, mixed herbs, lemon juice, balsamic vinegar, muscovado sugar, white wine vinegar, Madagascan vanilla. Come on, never saw that in a sauce before in my life. Croatian flakes, orange juice, and mustard. He, along with this, he sent a small little powder of his own blend of powders that you could add to it to crank the heat up if you wanted to. But on this bottle, the light's kind of bad. So, but in this bottle, you can see. Oh, it's beautiful. You know, I don't know if you can see, but boy, you can see right there, and for YouTube, and here on Facebook, you can see just a lot. You know, when I moved from Texas, I had a lot of stuff that I couldn't take with me. Oh. I had, a couple of years supply of powders. Over and above, I get a lot of stuff sent to me. Now, while I like and I heat every meal I have, I mean, unless I ate 37 meals a day, I could never go through all the stuff that I've got. And I know that Carl would have appreciated a lot of those and he would use them in his products. So I sent him a big box, not a big box, but just absolutely crammed full of stuff. And some of the stuff he used in some of his sauces. But what a great aroma. This is special for me. The last time this was opened, he sealed it. There is the pour. There's a sweetness to it that smells wonderful. I'm Johnny Scoville. Ah. There's a sweetness to it. Boy, it's hot. It's one of the hotter sauces he's made that I've had. For instance, this chili cherry berry, my family, my mom and dad have tried this and thought it was great. Pretty amazing, because they're not really chili heads, although they spawned one. This has a great sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. Kind of an earthy flavor. The heat on it, sorry guys, I'll keep my composure now. We should all be really happy. We knew him, you know? The heat for me, he'd be happy. You know, I always talked to Carl. I said to him, he always thought there was a trend where everything was getting hotter and hotter, and if it wasn't melting somebody's face off, that's all people wanted. And I always told him that, I always told him that flavor is far more important than heat. Always, 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 always. There's a lot of super mild sauces that barely move my needle that I love that are in my pantry. So I have a lot in my fridge. I have a lot of sauces that aren't really that hot. Heat isn't the most important thing. This has everything. This has great flavor, great aroma, good, beautiful look, great mouthfeel. The heat on this for me would be a 3, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I have kind of a skewed scale for a non-chili head. There's some people on here that have tasted this sauce, and this should probably be like a 6, you know? But he's such a great guy. I know he's smiling right now. He was a good person. And what a blessing for me. You know, I want to talk about really funny, the internet. Don't let people fool you. There are some people that will say, well, did you actually meet him? I've had people say that. I was busted up. I was gutted for days, and I'm still gutted, but I had some people that almost had the nerve to say, they did have the nerve to say, well, did you ever meet him? I'm like, no. I couldn't have been any closer to that guy. You know, if we have the same mom, he was you know. That's the beauty of the internet. You know, planes made the world smaller because you can get from one side of the world to the other side like that, whereas you used to be on a boat. You know, phones made the world smaller because you can talk to somebody. The internet has done a beautiful thing because it has given us a chance to tap into the lives of other people, you know, and feel them. Anyway, so this, I'm sorry, I apologize. What a great man. If you guys knew him, boy, you know how lucky you felt. I want to apologize for losing my composure. This was tough. I don't, you know, but it's weird because we're all a bunch of family here. So, anyway, by the way, when I do, someone just said, you either love it or you hate it. When I do the Marmite, I talked to Carl before he passed, and I told him I wasn't going to just eat the Marmite. It was his suggestion to put it on bread, and I will. But I said, you know, I think I probably should put some heat on it. He laughed and said, yeah, Anna. But boy, man, you know, because all of my communication was with him on Messenger, a couple times since he's passed, I've just messaged him. I know he's not there, but anyway, I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a downer. I'm very happy that I had a chance to interact with him and call him my friend because he was a better man than me. All right, so, boy, it's not the video I thought it was going to be. I'm not upset, you know, I'm sorry for the loss because it's a great one, but this is a celebration, you know. Chris, I'm glad you're here. I was talking about your sauce that Carl made you earlier, Chris Murray. But anyway, what a great guy he was, you know. He'd be so mad at me that I was busted up and losing my composure. Actually, he wouldn't be mad. He never got mad at me about anything. I never heard him lose his cool about anything. A couple of times, but It was over places where where he was living and stuff. But what a good human being he was. Thank you guys for watching. I want to apologize from right there for losing my composure, but you know, still pretty fresh. Still miss him a lot. So I'm going to wrap up this on YouTube. We're going to stay here. Please stay here. Let's hang out and talk for a little bit on Facebook. But forgive me. You won't see me like this again. Right there is the floating pepper. Click on it, please, when you do. You're a subscriber to the channel. This is one of the saddest things, is I can't put a link in the description below because you can't get any more of this sauce. But thank you for watching me. I'm Johnny Scoville. This was Chase the Heat.